Hello everyone, my name is Sagar Wagasia and I'm from Macintosh and Son. And in this video, I'm going to show you how you can change your activity related information. So this kind of a video is very helpful. Let's say you just finished the harvest and let's assume you have more than 3 combines running on your field. Most of the combines has selected the proper crop type, but one or two combine operator may have selected the different crop type. Now, based on the example that I'm gonna give you, we're gonna consider I was running, let's say, 5 combines. Most of my operator has selected a crop type as a wheat when they were harvesting, and the selection was from Pro 700 or TeleView 4 screens, or in that method, new TeleView 12 and Pro 1200 screens. And one operator did made a mistake, and apparently they have selected, or he has selected, wheat winter as a crop type. Now, when that data is getting reported by machine to your FieldOps account, and because you have different crop type, those data is gonna reported as a 2 separate layers. And for easiness of preparation, or if you're gonna use that harvesting data for creating prescriptions or seeding applications or anything like that, then you may want to reprocess the data or refine it in such a way so you can combine those 2 layers and make a one single layer, and you can use that one single layer for the next season. Now, saying that, let's start the process. Now, as you can see on the screen that I have logging into my FieldOps account, and if you click on activities, you will see I have just finished the harvesting on my farm, and some of the data layers looks good and some of them looks like a bit different than what another, and I can see the wheat crop type and wheat winter crop type, and hence, as I explained in my introduction of the video, that's what we're gonna use. So let's say this field here is how I know when I harvest that crop, I report as a wheat crop type, and in fact that's what I ask all of my operator to select in Pro 1200 and TeleView screens. And for some reason, some of the operator may not have followed my instructions, so hence I have like 2 separate data layers. And as you can see, most of my data in one or main layer, but it is missing the bits and pieces of information, and that is definitely in second layer of my information. So as I turn on and off, you can see that those strips of the data is getting like having in the same layer. And by end of this process, what we're gonna do is we're gonna change the crop type of this layer and make it very similar to this one, and then reprocess both layers together so we can compile them and make as a one layer. Let's see, do I have any other field like that? So as you can see, this field is very similar to the another field as well. Here the crop is the same. Now some of the layers may have totally different type of the crop. So let's say wheat to barley, or wheat and lupins, or wheat and canola, anything like that. It doesn't has to be one crop variety. You can change the crop variety as you like and compile 2 different layers of one layer. For example, this field in here is also the same. Now there is 2 ways you can do it. One way is you go field by field by field and note down what field needs to do this process, or the smarter way, and what I like to refer is, because now we know that like most of the wheat crop, I have like let's say 90% of wheat crop in my farm, and the rest of the wheat crops I did not have seeded or harvested, then I can change and make one big bulk operation. So let's say in this field, my main crop type is wheat, and that's what I have harvested. But somehow somebody has selected lupins as a crop type, and hence like another crop layer is lupins. So I want to change that to wheat. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back to activities. I'm gonna go click on multi-select on top menu, or first I wanna narrow it down by crop type. So click on crop, and I'm gonna click on deselect all, and then I'm gonna select my crop type very carefully. For example, I will go one by one by one. So I wanna change all of activity which has crop type as a wheat winter, and I want to change it to just wheat. So as you can see, these are the data layers I have which has a crop type of wheat winter, and as you can see that it does miss fair bit of information in every field. So that's pretty much like double checking before you compile the layers, or something goes wrong by changing the crop type. So now I'm pretty sure of it. So what I will do is click on multi-select, and I'm gonna select all different crops or data layers. Or you can just click on select all at the bottom in here. You can click on edit, and since you have multi-selected the layer, what you're doing is you are literally carrying out a batch operation. So click on batch edit, and then if you go to crop type, here as you can see crop type, I want to select as, let's say, wheat. Now if you have particular variety for any crops, then you can refer that one as well. But since I do not have any sub-variety of the wheat, I just want to keep it straight and simple. So I'm just selecting the wheat. Very similar way, you could have assigned a machine implement operator to those activity, or in that matter, you could have assigned a cost to that activity. So for example, since it was a harvesting, and let's say my associated cost of the harvesting is machinery cost, labor cost, fuel cost, or maintenance cost. I could have just assigned those costs in here, and doing so, I would have assigned a same amount of a cost to all of my harvesting activity, or if I would have selected different activity, then different activity. And then when it comes to reporting financial information, I would have a particular and quite precise cost of the activity related to my harvest or any other farming operation. So let's just keep moving forward. I change my wheat type, click on save. So now what's going to happen is all of the wheat winter is going to get changed from wheat winter crop type to just wheat crop type, and simultaneously it is also going to reprocess all of the data, and I don't need to refresh individual layer to compile them together. So now as you can see that I got zoomed out of my farm and field, and from top notification bar you can see multiple tasks are scheduled for processing. Once that processing is going to be finished, I'm gonna have my final result. And now if you are curious enough to wonder that how far you are from finishing that reprocessing information, what you can do is you can click on send and receive tab. You can click on progress status, and here you can see all of the layers is under reprocessing. Now this process can take longer time than 5, 10, 15 minutes, but it is all depends on how many number of layers you have selected, how big your field size is, and how big your data size is, and how long it will take to reconfigure. So here you may have to be a bit patientful. Now as you can see, some of my yield layer is just got processed, but some of them are still under processing. So we will wait till those layers are getting finished, and then we will double check all the information together. However, as you can see, the layers at number 6, paddock, house paddock and center paddocks are getting processed. So we might just go to those fields and check the information like that. So click on field. Now if you remember your field from processing step, then search it this way straight away. For example, okay, now it has just also finished processing rest of the layer as well. But for example, let's say the house paddock was there at the first step of the finishing processing. So now my house layer is totally finished, and since all of the layers is finished processing, as you can see here, except a couple of them, we can go back to our main field that we had referred earlier. So like go back to field. I think it was this field here. And now you can see I have only one data layer rather than 2 separate data layers. So it has, as soon as we change the crop tab, it also has changed both layers together or refresh both layers together and compiled as a one. So let's say this field in here, same in here as well. Like I had two layers there before, but now I have like one as a one single layer. Now sometimes it may not be matter of having like different crop tab. It can be those two activities. It can be same harvesting activity, but 2 different tasks carried out on 2 separate days. So let's say one is carried out on 1st of December, and then you had like rainy days for few days and you haven't harvested anywhere in your own farm, and you went back to your field after 7 days and your operator hasn't selected the same task, and the screen's supposed to create a new task based on the day and operator doesn't go back to previous tasks, then you may got reported 2 different layers may have same crop tab, but since it was 2 different tasks harvested on 2 different days, it will get reported as 2 different layers as well. So in that regards, rather than changing the crop tab, you may want to change a date and time related information to merge those layers together. But process is really very similar. All you do is go to activities, look at the activities, what you want to change it to, how you want to change it to. If it is a single layer, then you can click on the layer, and then at the bottom right hand side of that activity you can see the edit symbol. Click on edit, and since you have just selected particular layer rather than multiple layers, then it's gonna be like that. So now you can go to edit, find out what is missing or what is different than another. As you can see, it is wheat unknown, so I'll just make it rid of that one and just leave the variety with nothing. Click on save, and that's how I change a particular activity layer. So now I have showed you how you can change activity related data for one single layer, as well as how you can carry out as a batch operation. So carrying out a batch operation on FieldOps is one of the good features as well. Thanks for watching the video, and if you are looking for help on FieldOps, IntelliView 4 screen, Pro 700 screen, IntelliView 12 screen, Pro 1200 screen or Raven screen, and if you do not find the help anywhere else or on YouTube, you can always leave us a comment in any of our video, and as soon as we know about that comment, we will try to make a video on that and help you like that. And we will see you in the next video.